today I'm going to make some French bread because tonight for dinner we're going to do some pan spaghetti. So to get started with our French bread, you need 2 cups of warm water. Do I have 2 cups there? I do. To your 2 cups of warm water, you want to add 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. Okay, 1 tablespoon of sugar. And I'm just kind of mix that just a smidgen, and I just want to let that sit for a minute just to let the yeast start to activate. And I'm going to set that aside. So here is my yeast, and I'm going to let that sit for a little bit, just while I get my other stuff together. And I am going to use my mixer today with my dough hook. So I need 3 cups of flour, and I am using a bread flour. Did I already say that? Borrowed this mixer from my daughter. Wow, it's a game changer, isn't it? Those of you that have one, it's very nice. But they're so expensive. All right, I'm gonna set my flour aside. I might need more, so I'm not gonna put that away. And to that, we're going to add our salt, 2 teaspoons to your flour. Okay, 2 teaspoons of salt. Now, I want to start that just to mix our salt, just a smidgen. Get that incorporated a little bit. We're going to need a total of 5 cups of flour, but we're starting with 3 first in here. And then we're going to add our yeast mixture to that. Okay. Now we're going to add our yeast mixture. See what it's done? It's activated a little bit in there. That's what you want. So we're going to pour that in. And I'm just going to mix that till it's combined. Just get my sides in there. And again, I'm going to wipe my sides, get my flour in there. You want to get that all mixed in. Woo! I get confused with the buttons. Don't do that. It went flying. Let me bring you closer so you can see how it looks. See how that looks? It's nice and incorporated. There is still some flour on the sides, which is okay. It will get mixed in, but it's still very liquidy. So now I'm going to add some flour, a little bit each time, just till it gets to the right consistency. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of flour. I want to make sure it grabs the dough on the sides. There we go. And you can tell in your mixer when the sides, your sides get clean. That's a good way to know your dough's at the right consistency and not sticky. So we are still sticky. I'm gonna add some more. So that's about four cups of flour now. And I'm putting that on the number 2 setting. Going to add some in there and get that going again. See how that's pulling away from the sides? It doesn't look as wet. It's drying up. And the sides of the bowl are getting clean. That means that our flour amount is pretty good. Might add a smidgen more. If I feel it, it's sticky. So I am going to add some more. You see how that's looking? The sides of my bowl are all clean. It does not look sticky. It's kneading properly. I'm going to give this a few more minutes. I think we're good. Oh, it feels really nice. So try and get your dough off your hook. All right, remove your bowl. And I'm gonna move this big guy out of the way. Oh, there's my dough. Look at how beautiful that looks. So now what I want to do is take my dough out, scoop it up. Oh, get your oil ready. You're gonna need a little bit of oil to put in the bottom of your bowl. Okay. We're a little sticky. You might have to add some flour. So put a little oil in your bowl, mix it around some. Make this into a ball. Look at how nice that is. And then you want to put it in your bowl and roll it around. Get a little bit of oil on it. There you go. That's what you want. See that? Now we're going to cover it and we're going to let this rise for 30 minutes. And I do have the bread proof setting on my oven, so I am going to do that on standard proof mode, and we'll let this rise for 30 minutes in the oven. All right, our 30 minutes is up. Let's take a peek at it. And hopefully it has doubled in size. Yes, it has. Not as much as I expected though. Hour of rise. You take this out. Actually, it feels better touching it. Onto a floured surface. Spread your flour around. Yeah, actually, it looks okay. I was a little concerned at first. No, this is nice. Ooh, this is very nice. Oops, I should turn you a little smidgen. This is nice bread. Look at that. All right, so now what you want to do, where's my little thingy, is you want to separate it into 2 loaves. set one aside. And you want to put parchment paper on your pan that you're going to use. And we are just going to stretch this into a loaf. And that's all we need to do. Very easy, right? Put that on our pan. Do the same thing with the second one. So now what's going to happen, now that it's in loaves, is we're going to cover them and they're going to rise for another 30 minutes. There we go. Okay, our timer is up. Let's see what we have. It should have doubled. And I would say it did. Look at that. Beautiful. So now what you want to do is you want to cut some slits on the top of your loaf. And if you want to add anything to the top of your loaf at this point, you want to do that. So if you want to do an egg wash or sesame seed or everything bagel, whatever spices you want, now's the time to put it on your bread. I am not going to put anything on the bread this time. And it's going to go in. I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees. It's not quite there yet. And then it will go in for about 20 minutes. And we'll have some nice French bread to go with dinner. We'll be back. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. Let's take a look at it and see what we have. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. That looks beautiful. You want to kind of tap it. Check your bottom. Woo! Of course it's hot, hot, hot. Where's my... Get a napkin. That's really going to help. Check your bottom. I think it needs a few more minutes. That bottom was a little light. And I'm gonna switch the larger loaf up and give this just another few minutes. We'll be back. It smells wonderful. Okay, that extra 5 minutes is exactly what the bread needed. Look at the bottom. Can you see the bottom, how nice that is? Look at that bread. Came out beautiful. Hear how it sounds hollow? That's what you want. Oh, homemade, fresh French bread.